10,000 subscribers. Wow. I am so proud of this milestone, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you who supports my channel. But I will say that reaching this incredible milestone isn't just a moment for me, it's also something that can help you, because I really, really believe there are some key lessons that reaching 10,000 subscribers on YouTube can actually teach you about living in Italy. So let me share those with you. The first key lesson is that it's going to be a long, old journey. Now, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of people are aware that it's not going to be a piece of cake moving to Italy and setting your life up from scratch. But I really do believe that people think the hardest part is the move itself. In reality, the tricky part happens after the move, when you are starting to adjust to life here, you're setting yourself up, you are building your life from scratch. It's not simple, it's not easy, especially if you are somebody who has become used to particular routines and habits, and you are just scratching all of that out and starting again. I think it is easier said than done, for sure. But you see, what a lot of people try to do is they try to shortcut the process. In life, we want things quickly. It's this kind of instant gratification, especially through social media and kind of the way that society rewards us for speed. But when you move to Italy and you start living in Italy, things slow down considerably, and you have to start adapting and adjusting to the way of life here, and to realizing that this journey is going to be a long one. Much the same as growing a YouTube channel, in the sense that you don't immediately arrive at milestones like 10,000 subscribers. A lot of the huge creators that have achieved perceived success have been on the platform for years. And, you know, there could be the odd exception, the fluke, if you like, that manages to achieve instant success a lot quicker than in 4 years, for example. However, it's not common, especially on YouTube, to achieve that kind of instant success. It takes time. And when I think back to how I was when I first moved to Italy in 2018, I look back at old pictures of myself and I think, gosh, Claire, you were so in your tourist era. Like, I hadn't even fully grasped at that point just what life in Italy would do to me, what I would learn, and what was to come. And this is it. You have to brace yourself. You have to prepare yourself for this long journey. Will it be rewarding? Absolutely. But will it be something that happens overnight? No. It takes time to make friends. It takes time to build connections, to adjust to the way of life here, to learn the language even. All of this takes time. And as long as you are prepared for that and you accept that, I think it will really, really help you in your new life here. The second lesson that this huge milestone can teach you when it comes to living in Italy is that you've got to keep showing up. I cannot even begin to tell you how important this is, but there will be days where you just don't feel like leaving your house here in Italy. There will be days where you don't feel like picking up an Italian study book and spending some time learning the language. There will be days where all of that just feels like too much hard work. There will even be days, taking it right back to the beginning, where you give up on your dream and you think that it's not meant for you. You've got to keep showing up. Much the same as starting a YouTube channel. Those early videos that I did back in 2021 were pretty terrible for the most part. There was dodgy audio. Some of the videos, I didn't even look at the camera. But you've got to keep showing up. When I look back at those videos now, it helps me to see the progression that I have made. And it is the same for moving to Italy. Those early days can sometimes be quite tough, particularly if you had different expectations to the ones you were met with when you arrived here. But you've got to keep showing up. Leave the house, go for a walk, give yourself the opportunity to meet new people and to have interactions with people. Pick up that study book. If you don't fancy that book, watch a video on YouTube in Italian or listen to something in the language. Do something towards learning Italian, even if it isn't the exact exercise that you had intentions of doing on that day. Take those steps and keep showing up. Consistency is everything. When it comes to language learning, it's one of the most important things. People get bogged down in how long they need to spend studying the language, but they forget that even if in 1 week you spent 3 hours learning, if the next time you pick up a book to study is 3 weeks later, you are going to have forgotten everything that you studied 3 weeks before. You've got to be consistent. I always stress to my English students that it's better, far better in fact, to spend 15 to 20 minutes every single day studying the language, because of the way that consistency builds over the course of a week and a month and a year, that it is to try and find 1 hour to 2 hour study blocks, which is really, in my mind, the traditional way of study, which for many people is nigh on impossible in today's life. So focus on what showing up means for you and what being consistent can mean for you. Maybe it means you spend less time doing what you think you need to do, but you do it more often to help you to be as consistent as possible. It all depends on you and what it is that you're working on. When you are integrating yourself into your new life here, you've got to show up and be consistent. Connect with people through online expat communities. Try to find some expat communities in presence. Try to frequent bars and restaurants and shops and get your face known. And, if you're living in a smaller place, this tends to happen a lot quicker than in a big city, but it's not impossible in a big city. I used to go to bars and restaurants on a regular basis, and people would get to know my name and get to know me. And that was in Palermo, which is a really big city. So this is what you must do. Focus on showing up and on being consistent, however that looks for you. But whatever you do, don't stop, because so many people give up on their dreams or give up on their new life here in Italy because they fail to be consistent and things just get really, really difficult. It's the same with YouTube. So many people give up on their dreams on this platform because it's not an easy platform at all. You've got to be consistent. You've got to be showing up on a regular basis for people to really get to know you and trust in you and watch your content. So just don't give up. In other words, keep showing up. Even if it feels tough, I promise you, the end result will be worth it. The third lesson that this milestone can teach you about living in Italy is that not everyone will be your cheerleader. Now, I feel like I've spoken about this before, but you see, there are some people in life who will be like your advocates. They are your loyal fans who support you no matter what you do, and they are really vocal in their support as well. And, you appreciate those people because in reality, not everybody is like that. Many people will watch silently from the sidelines. Many people will not express an opinion either way about what it is that you're doing. And some people will even be a little bit resentful and may even hate on you and on what it is that you're doing. Now, when it comes to moving to Italy, unfortunately, there is a lot of hate that seeps through into expat communities and even into people that you may know as well. Because you see, when you want to do something really big in your life, it's a trigger for people who have unfulfilled wishes and dreams of their own. And so if you're sharing your wish to move to Italy with somebody who maybe had that desire a few years ago, or they wanted to do something big in their life but never managed it, you're not necessarily going to get the reaction from them that you had really hoped, because it's triggering all those unfulfilled wishes and desires of their own. Likewise, in expat communities, people here have had some negative experiences, whether it's because of their own lack of planning or, not setting themselves the right expectations, or whether it's just because this is life and Italy isn't a fairy tale. But regardless of what the reasons are for those negative experiences, people want to share those with you because in a way it makes them feel better about what they've gone through, and people often bond over negativity. So it's really worth bearing this in mind. Not everybody's going to pat you on the back and tell you that you're making the right decision when you're moving to Italy. And it's the same with starting a YouTube channel. Not everybody is going to be your biggest supporter. Not everybody's going to subscribe. Not everybody's going to share what you do with other people. A lot of people will be watching silently. A lot of people will be observing. Some people might even feel a little bit, I want to say jealous maybe, because I think this can be it, because people see that you are working on something and maybe progressing and doing something that interests you and gives you joy, and maybe in their own lives they don't have that. So, you've got to consider it. Not everybody is going to be your cheerleader, and that is absolutely okay. Learn from all of it. And remember as well, people who are purely negative about your decision to move to Italy are not the people you want to be sharing your dreams with. Move away from those kinds of people, even if they turn out to be be friends or family members. You have to focus in on what is important to you and build your new tribe and community of people who actually want to support you. And if you're interested in building a community, then you're going to want to sign up to the waitlist for my brand new expat community, Expats in Bloom. I'll link it up here, which is coming very, very soon. And in that community, you will be able to form those bonds and connections with the right kind of people that get what it means to live abroad and to actually make their dreams come true. So this is it. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the right kinds of people, but don't be dissuaded by people who silently watch and don't necessarily voice an opinion either way about whatever it is that you're doing. Let those people be them and just focus on being you. The fourth lesson that this milestone can teach you about living in Italy is that you've got to commit to being a lifelong learner. Don't think that just because you've lived here for like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you suddenly know all there is to know about Italy. Italy for me is a bit like an onion. There's always a new layer that you need to peel back to discover and learn about. And I honestly, sitting here now nearly 7 years in, don't think I will ever fully understand this country or know every single aspect of it. And I think many Italians don't fully understand their country either for the same reason. Italy is this: commit to being a lifelong learner, and I promise you that you will gain the most benefit from living in this country. People who close themselves off to learning new things or think that they know all that they need to know, generally speaking, limit themselves to the opportunities that can come. So to do it, keep learning, keep growing, keep developing. It's the same with language learning. Even if you come here and you're able to converse rather well with other people, don't stop learning. There are dialects that you might want to start to learn or discover. You know, new terms, new expressions. You might even realize that half of what you've been learning isn't really what's used in everyday life. Who knows? But keep learning, keep growing. Is the same with YouTube. I have really committed to being a lifelong learner with YouTube. Every single week I commit to studying about the platform, learning new skills, trying to refine what it is I do to give you a better viewing experience. And I think it is starting to pay off. I make the comparison between my early videos and now, and I can see that there is a difference. And this is it. When you commit to being a lifelong learner, you improve yourself and you get better. And that is a really important thing. And the final thing that I think that this milestone can teach you is that it's really important to find your purpose. Now, for me, YouTube has been an incredible sense of purpose for me because I have found who I am again. I've got this identity again. I found a place where I can express how I feel about living here and share it with people who really appreciate it. And I found something that I feel really passionate about, and it feels wonderful. It's also the same when you live here in Italy. You've got to find your purpose. What are you going to do with yourself when you actually start living here? Are you going to be working? Are you going to be taking up a hobby? Are you going to be interacting with other people? What is it that you are going to be doing? It's important to have a sense of purpose here. You might think that, you're just going to enjoy the slow life and relax and, go with the flow. But I promise you, after a while, that becomes rather boring if you don't have any sense of purpose in your life. Going to the supermarket every day and cleaning your house, for me, is not a sense of purpose. You need to have something a little bit deeper in your life to help you to really appreciate all that this country has to offer. And so finding your purpose is a really beautiful thing. And I think it takes time, absolutely. You might have an idea of the things that you want to do when you're here, which is great, but that idea can evolve over time as you adjust to life here and you discover new things that you're passionate about or things that you want to discover. So this is it. Find your purpose. I found mine with this YouTube channel, and I cannot thank all of you enough for your support. Thank you for being part of this 10K club so far, and long may it continue. And I think this is really all what I want to share with you today. Keep showing up in your dream to move to Italy. Keep focused on what it is that you want to achieve. And ultimately, I'm here if you have any questions about South Italy. I will see you in the next video.